So, Ray, we'll come to Declan in a moment. Are we just getting a little bit easy-ozy about how well David Moyes and his staff are doing at West Ham? There they are, 7th, right? What is it, 11 points? So just 2 behind Chelsea. 2 behind Chelsea, who are 3rd. He's doing a brilliant job with the staff.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I would suggest, January, go and buy another centre-forward.
Well, I think the owners now will be saying, well, let's back him, because we know what he can do now. He's getting the best out of the players, what they've got. And he probably needs a little bit more help now in the transfer market. As you rightly said, Al, a lot to do with the backroom staff as well. Stuart Pearce, who's obviously on the show quite often. There's Nolan as well, who's behind the scenes. And, they're doing a great job. Absolutely brilliant. I'm sure every West Ham fan who what's his name? Flower Pot Man down the road. He's delighted at the moment. Yeah. All he does is talk about West Ham.
Is it Childsy?
I think it's Bill. I don't know if he's Bill or Ben at the moment, but he's always on about West Ham. But I think it's an exciting season.
Well, Harry the Grass, I can't believe he's not been on. Anyway, John is now looking back on a big night in East London for West Ham as talkSPORT reporter, the Moose, Ian Abrahams. Moose, morning.
Morning, Moose.
Good morning, boys. How are you?
We're good. And Moose, I just said there, David and his staff are just doing a brilliant job. We should applaud them, shouldn't we?
100%. I remember, I'll take you back to when David was appointed the first time. Coming off the back of some indifferent spells in management, most notably at Sunderland. And I remember sitting there saying to him, is this for you the last chance saloon? And basically he said, yes, it was. Harsh but fair, Alan. And he turned around and he admitted it was. I thought he was exceedingly unlucky. Well, he was very unlucky to be sacked. Or not kept on when the owners basically went for their vanity project of bringing in Manuel Pellegrini, which was a complete disaster. And David Moyes has done nothing but succeed at West Ham, and now they are arguably one of the best teams to watch, outside maybe the top 4 in the Premier League. And in Europe, I mean, what a start to go with 2-0 in Zagreb last night. Last night was so comfortable. I mean, it was 2-0, but it could and should have been 5 or 6. And, the weekend they got Brentford, then the international break, and then hopefully kick on even more. They're in the next round of the League Cup. They've already won at Manchester United. They've got City at home in the next round of the League Cup.
Spurs coming up as well.
At the moment, things are going really well.
So, Miss, tell me what happened last night. I got in bed, I put the phone on just to see what was happening, and by all accounts, the Rapid fans were throwing skis at West Ham fans. What is going on here with football, Moose? Well, is this the papers blowing it up, or was there trouble?
There was a little bit of trouble. I mean, there are a few things being thrown between the two sets of fans. I mean, if you haven't been to the stadium before, the configuration is that the away
we
fans
haven't been to the stadium. Ray and I have got a box there.
Yeah, no. I'm for those listening who haven't been, I'm just painting the picture that the away fans are in the lower tier, right down by the bottom, behind one of the goals. Declan Rice scored in that goal, then went to celebrating the corner flag with the West Ham fans. I don't think the Rapid Vienna fans were very happy about that.
Well, all 17 of them?
No, they packed out their away end.
No way. How many?
I don't know exactly how many, Alan, but it was full, and they were making a real noise the whole night. And listen, it was really it could have got nasty, but you know what? A lot of stewards were there, and in the end, it became nothing. So I'd rather concentrate on the football. I think West Ham are playing so well at the moment. David Moyes has got them, in a really good groove, and in Declan Rice, they have one of the young players in this country who I think we should be, really marvelling at. I mean, I know Jack Grealish went for £100 million in the summer. Well, I tell you, if anyone wants Declan Rice, they're going to have to probably match that if he's to go through.
Well, the thing about him is he's scoring goals as well now.
Yeah, but I was going to say you don't want to put too much pressure on Declan to get more goals. If he gets more goals, it's a bonus. Because he's a top player, holding player, can get forward now and again, but he breaks things up. He's elegant.
What you said there, Al, I don't like the holding midfielder. I think you've got to be an all-round midfielder. So that means box to box for me. So if he can get forward and get a few goals here,
why do you disagree, Miss?
Because I think if he does get goals to his game, he becomes just a sensational player. And I think
I'll hit you with one name, Miss, you loved, and he didn't score a lot of goals. Trevor Brooking.
Oh, Trevor did score some goals.
He did. When was the last time he got 12, 15 goals?
Probably, all right, maybe not that many.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, he scores some stunning goals. I mean, I remember 76 away at Derby, the curling goal into the corner.
Miss, I don't have a record in front of me, but I am going to look at Trevor's. I'm going to look at his goal scoring record,
right?
And I'll guarantee you, it's not fantastic.
But you're not comparing
because he wasn't that type of player.
Trevor Brookie and Declan Rice were completely different players. But what I
both midfield players.
Sorry,
both midfield players.
Yes, they were both midfield players.
Yeah, so how can't I compare them?
Right, because Declan Rice, as you said, and I was going to agree actually with Ray, is labelled, and he is effectively a defensive midfield player, not a more attacking midfield player that Trevor Brooking was. But what I would say is that I think Declan Rice, if you added goals to his game, and he's well capable of adding goals to his game, he's got 3 this year, 2 in the Europa League, and 1 for England away in Hungary. You know, if you added goals to his game, I think he just becomes a frightening player. I mean, he's 22 and he's played 100 times already for West Ham. He's the captain of his club when Mark Noble doesn't play, which is more often than not now. So basically, effectively, he's the captain. I think that is almost unheard of. And I think that we should be, people should be looking and thinking this and realising his talent. I hear too often on phone-ins on talkSPORT that people outside of West Ham fans don't understand the hype around Declan Rice. Well, why don't you just go and watch a West Ham game and just watch him play? He never gives the ball away. He's at the back breaking stuff up. Then he's trying to battle forward and sort of add to the attack. And last night for the first goal,
I'm saying that, but people now want him to score 15 goals a year. It'd be great, but let him do what he's good at the moment. He's playing superb. Don't suddenly transform him into an attacking midfield player who's now going to get 15 a season. Let him do what he's doing.
All right, Ray. When Patrick Vieira or Petit turned up at Arsenal, what did Arsene Wenger say? Just sit there and don't try and score goals? Or did they encourage him to get forward and score goals?
Well, no, their job was just to shield the back four. But if you do get an opportunity in a good area,
right.
you try and. Of course, everybody tries and scores goals, Moose. I mean, it doesn't mean I better not go over the halfway line. I'm not allowed to. If you get into yourself, I always say it's a bit of common sense sometimes. And George Graham was very good at it because usually you play 4-4-2. So if one midfielder, central midfielder, was going forward, the other one was sitting midfield and say, right, okay, if it does break down, there's a little bit of insurance really in that midfield area, and vice versa. The other midfielder's going forward, the other one would sit in there and say, right, okay, I'm the insurance now, and that's what he's got to do. They've just got to get the understanding. We know Souček can get forward and score goals when the ball goes wide, and another player's going to be important moves for West Ham is Antonio. Can he get the amount of goals? He started very well. Can he challenge the Golden Boot this year, Antonio, if he stays fit?
Well, he needs another striker in January, doesn't he?
Yeah, he won't challenge for the Golden Boot, but the can he stay fit is a big one. Listen, I know they looked. I know that David Moyes. I know the club. They looked for another striker in the summer. I'm not sure why they didn't go for Danny Ings. That's one I really would have gone for. And they couldn't afford Tammy Abraham. Especially when they signed Kurt Zuma. But I think the policy there is with a striker. There's no point in just going for anyone. There's no point. I mean, Spurs have had this problem for the last, I don't know how many years. They've got Harry Kane. Let's get a backup to Harry Kane. Let's just get anybody. Just so we've got somebody on the bench. And it just doesn't work. I mean, I suppose they'll look at it and they'll say, right, they've got players like Nikola Vlasic, like Saïd Benrahma, Bowen, who could all be a inverted commas, a false nine and do that job for a short period of time if Antonio was out. I would like a proper number 9. I really would. But if I look around, who would you want? Give me a name that you think is available in January.
Adabot Edouard from Celtic. David must have looked at him. He must have looked at him, I think. Anyway, Miss, I've got to move on. Listen, where are you this weekend?
I'm at West Ham against Brentford on Sunday.
Good game, good game.
Very good game.
Good game.
You surprised quickly with Tony not in England squad?
Not at the moment. I think he's a really good player. I think that Gareth will have a look at him. But I think that there's two things. First of all, it's only his first season in the Premier League, and he's only been doing it for a couple of months. I think Gareth will have a look at that. And secondly, there is this policy of promoting from the under-21s. Of course, Ivan Toney hasn't played for England's under-21, so that would be something. I'm not saying he has to play for under-21s. That's the only way you get an England cap. Of course, it isn't, but it's a route that certainly Gareth Southgate likes to go down. So I would think at the moment he's a little way off, but if he carries on right through till Christmas, it wouldn't be a surprise if he's had a look at maybe in the March international break.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.